Hello, I'm Michael Stevenson and I'm here today with Digital Spy to show you around the set of Casualty. So this is where it all starts. We bring our patients in through here on the bed, normally crashing, saying a lot of medical jargon that nobody understands. Got the famous Holby City Emergency Department sign there. Yeah, this room's empty at the moment, so we use it as makeup and wardrobe, of which we're doing our own at the moment. So there's a little stand over there, come and see. This has got all the people's makeup and stuff like that. So normally we would get people come and do our checks and things like that, whereas because of social distancing and stuff, we can't do that at the moment. So we've all got our own bags, so we have to get all our kits out. And I'm the least maintenance, okay? If you see Charles Venn, he's got about 4 of these. Just a bit of moisturiser for me. So we've got the reception where we get people booked in. Over in the corner over there, that's one of my favourite parts of this set, is the shop. Because if it gets to the middle of the afternoon and you're a little bit peckish, you just sneak in there and take a few sweets. Get your sugar levels up for the afternoon, but don't tell the producers. Over in there is Charlie's office. This is where Charlie is, if you want to have a look. I've got all the social distancing signs out. It's a little bit empty at the moment in here, as you can see. And they just dress it every time we come in here, they just redress it. So that's a bit of a boring one for you to look at, to be honest. But yeah, have a look at the shop. Now, a lot of this stuff's out of date, so if you are in here stealing stuff, you have to just check the dates and stuff, but we're all up to date with all the soap magazines and what have you. Tell that for later. I'll take you through to Resus. So, we've got the Triage. This is a good one. Triage. When we did the one-shot episode, these rooms were brilliant because we could, in Storyland, we could say that we're nipping through here, which is into Triage. The camera would stay and go round, and look, because there's another door there that takes you straight through. We used to cheat that and make it look like we'd got loads of people at that side, and then all of a sudden we've got loads of people at this side. So that's a good little room. We don't use this room that often, but this is, yeah, the Triage room. This tells me how much I weigh, which we won't do. Through here, we can take this. We can take people into Resus. So this is the yeah, where people are really, really poorly, and we need to get emergency care to them. We bring them through here. And look, our medical advisor has very kindly put out some little bits and bobs for us. I'm not even going to begin to tell you what things like this are called, but this is a very good one. So this is if you have to open somebody's airways up. You would literally put that down their throat and twist it, and it opens the throat up. But obviously we love our guest artists and we can't do that. So very often what we do is we shoot from the side, and we go like that. I'm going to get told off now because I'm going to do this totally wrong. We would do something like this, and then we would cut, tape roll, and then when we start back up again, like this, and like, see, tricks. But yeah, so that's the 2 of them. One real one, one fake one, to make it look like we've. And there's loads of the magician's tricks that we use. You know, we can. My kids love that one. Over here, they've got the monitors. Now these actually work. These tell us actual readings of people. So if we do link people up with all the wires and everything, it gives us a true reading. But then there's a little computer, which isn't it. This might be it actually. This little computer here, where the medics can change all the numbers to suit what the storyline is. And yeah, hopefully we get it beaten nice. And I don't know what all these numbers mean, but all I know it's positive because it's not a flat line, which wouldn't be good. We'd have this out on location with us, normally on the van, taking people's pulse, getting a reading of their heart and all that kind of stuff. So we would have that on the van with us, and usually we can get a little paper printout and stuff, which we come in and hand over to. How this is it look. So this is on this little screen here. We can change all the numbers that are on here, so that monitor suits the storyline. I mean, there's so many wires, all these little, for taking bloods and things like that. All the props are real, all the props are brilliant. They're all, I think, pretty much like surplus, so we get all the stuff that NHS aren't using anymore, might be out of date or stuff like that, but it makes it that everything we use on set is real and looks authentic, which it is, but nobody's losing out, which is brilliant. And during COVID, obviously, anything that we had surplus that could be put to use during the pandemic, we packaged up and parcelled up to some local hospitals, so we did a bit in that sense, which was great. So yeah, so we've got some more things. Everything is real, as you see. And I don't know to remember how to like that. And strap it round. Is it a good look? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so this is what I would bring in from the ambulance. I'm gonna get everybody strapped on, neck braces, head braces, and get them some. Now, when we used to take this off the ambulance, there used to be a little hook. The old-fashioned one, we used to pull this off the van, and we had to wait until the end of the bed was hooked onto the ambulance before we could actually lower it down, which was always a nightmare and caused us loads of panic, because when you've got a guest artist on and you're pulling it out of the van, if you miss the hook on the back of the van, just drop, and then I get into trouble. Luckily, I only did that 3 times. I didn't really. I normally take these home. My son's birthday is on Halloween, so when I'm playing the mummy for Halloween, I get stocked up for then. Yeah, more research rooms. We've got a scanner here. Yeah, some sort of scanning machine. Looks like something you get at the dentist. Put your head in now. A little bit of dental scanning. It's not really for that, but this is backstage. So this will take us through to. This is the type of thing that exists when you think you're walking through a door into another part of the hospital. Generally, you're just walking through to something like this. Now, when we're filming in there, this would be set up with, there'd be a big monitor in the corner, so all the makeup team and costume and director and stuff like that would sit in a room like this so that they can watch what's happening on set and keep an eye on things for continuity and things like that. So yeah, often when you think you're walking into another part of the hospital, you're just walking into a room full of wires and people keeping an eye on what's happening on set. Come back through here, I'll take you into the staff room. So as you can see, like for me, it's brilliant working on here because there's no pretending. It's like you're in a normal hospital, and this was purpose built for this reason, to make it authentic and to feel like we're in a real hospital. But what's brilliant about it, it flows really well. We can go from one set to another without having to cut the camera, so we get a dolly on it. We can literally go 360 around this whole space without having to cut. We can do a lot of one shots and things like that, which interestingly enough, when we did the one shot, that banister up there was a really clever trick where the camera panned down from there. We were upstairs and the camera panned down. Now what they did with that banister is cut a hole in it, put a guy in a harness, and one cameraman was set, ready to come down, and the other cameraman, and they swapped the camera. This is all during the one shot, and then they literally walked him off there, and the harness just landed him down here with the camera. They unclipped him, and it just carried on. Genius. So we've got a staff room. This is where all the cups of teas are made and sarnies. Again, none of it real, and if you look at times like this, best by date 2017. Yeah, in between shots, in between takes, this is kind of like the lounging area where you'll find people having a cheeky snooze. Normally Derek. This is where Connie used to reside. If you can imagine back, there was the big desk, some pretty raunchy scenes with her and Jacob took place in this very room. So now we're in Cubicles. So yeah, so obviously the story of Casualty in Holby is that Holby City is upstairs, it's the wards, but we're the emergency department. So we can go upstairs and it makes us look like we're going to Holby because they're upstairs and we're downstairs. This is Cubicles, where after they've been in resus, we would bring the patients into here. Now, that once we've diagnosed them and we getting them stable, and we can put on all these, we can separate them with the curtains, like that. And they used to be a really funny casualty trait that you would leave a patient on the bed like that, close them, talk to somebody else, and then you say, I'm just going to see my patient again. And you'd open it, and the patient's gone, left the hospital. Tricks again. And that's about it for in here. Just got, in fact, somebody taking a little lie down now. Who's this? Just having a casual little nap there. Take a pulse, and we can put all these wires on him. But he looks cozy enough. He's actually one of the better dummies that we've got. There's a lot more dummies around here that are worse looking than him. Half the cast, really. This is where we, so all the patients that we keep that are in, so all the characters are in and stuff like that. But this is normally where, if George Rainsford gets bored, you can always tell when he's been bored, because you'll have a quick look at this list and he will have written some sort of rude name or funny name. So if you ever see this in an episode of Casualty, have a look out, and if there's anything that's untowards, George is your man. This is where we start to get into all our props cupboards, where everything's kept. So yeah, I love this place. Everything we need for set. So if we're in there and we quickly need a bag or a wheelchair, some more dummies there, we can quickly run out and get stuff, or the props guys can come out and get us some stuff. Again, it's just everywhere back here. I'd take you up into the props cupboard. It's like Aladdin's cave. It's amazing. But yeah, so here we have all the spares of everything. Lots more drips, bottles. Everything you need for the print. Again, this is all surplus from the NHS and stuff, so it's all authentic, it's all real, but it's not being taken away from real hospitals. It doesn't cause any shortages, because we get given it as seconds, really, that aren't being used anymore. Might just take that because I'm getting quite desperate. More dummies. Look, we've got different sized dummies. Got some little kiddie ones here. Here we go. Some of them can be quite freaky. I don't know what happened to this patient, but how's that look? Hey. Each studio's got its own palette of colours, and this is this is for the ambulance station colours, different cubicles and things like that. So that's our bank of colours. So if any walls get scuffed and things like that, we just go straight back to that, and that gets repainted. Paint store, and these cages, what we call the cages, each department's got their own cage. So the props guys, the electricians and things like that. So, and each ep it has a cage dedicated to it, where they fill it with all the props and everything they need for that episode. Again, it's just, you can sometimes walk into the cages and predict what's going to happen in an episode, because they've gathered loads of props and everything for that particular thing. What else have we got? It's a good way to come in this, because this actually leads you to my manor, my favourite place on set, and that's the ambulance station, where all the best stuff happens. Right, so my favourite place in the whole of the set is the ambulance station. Let's have a look. Pretty much all of my favourite scenes have been shot in the ambulance station. Some of you will remember when Ian and Kenny got arrested and were on their hands and knees there. They got arrested. Ian's old mate Kenny. There was the scene with the turkey. We had a live turkey here. I've had pies and gravy shoved in my face in this set. It's basically where we have the most fun, from my point of view. But here we are, we've got all the ambulances, and they use this as a storeroom as well, pretty much. These are all the action vehicles that, I don't know what they're going to use that for. I think is that Dylan's? I don't know, Dylan's got something similar to that, but a lot of the character cars are kept here, and then whenever we use this space, they just bring them out and and take them to location. So you've got Ian's ambulance there. Through here we've got Jan's office. I don't think she's in. Don't think she's in today. She has lots of days off. I can't turn the lights on. Again, I don't know where the lights are, but yeah, this is where Jan resides. Yeah, again, a little sofa in the corner. They seem to put sofas in all the more experienced actors' rooms. They always put a little sofa in the corner. Staff room. Again, a Dixie, threw a beef pie in my face. This is where we hang out. I love it in here. A lot of the fun scenes get shot in here. This is the part of the set that I know the most. All the teas and coffees, which again, we do actually get real tea and coffee brought to us if we ask for it during the set, but sometimes they'll bring us a cup of cold water and then I just go, I'm such a method actor, can you bring me a proper cup of tea? It's just because I want a cup of tea, really. This little area here is where Ian and Lily once woke up in an ambulance. Remember that? But like I say, all the best bits happen in here, and it's such, again, it's like it's a real space. You'd never feel like you're on a set. You never feel it's like a real ambulance station, which is amazing. All of the sets are so real and so authentic, and just a pleasure to be part of, really. So one of the things about working on a film set that always surprises me is that everything that looks real is never actually real. So just in this one small little area, we've got the outside of the ambulance station. Across the road, we've got a row of townhouses, which look so convincingly real, but when you walk inside them, they're just full of electrical gear. If you walk down just this little bit, we've got a football stadium. At the side of the football stadium, we've got a block of flats. And if you walk into the block of flats, it takes you through a bit more backstage storage. Come through. And then if we go through this little door here, they might be filming, so I might get told off for this, so quiet. Open that door, we're back to where we began. See over there, they're doing some filming. That's the entrance to Hobby ED, where this tour began. So we've done a full 360, in and out, through lots of doors which look like real doors, but they never are. They just take you to a different part of the set. Good, isn't it? So that's it. That's your 360 tour of the Casualty set. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep tuning in, and we'll see you soon.